Here's some great news that's coming out of Nepal. Right now, as Nepal is continuing down the path of Maoist revolution, a bunch of workers from the All Nepal Revolutionary Trade Union have gone ahead and seized a factory that was previously state-owned and sold off to a private enterprise, and that private enterprise is now trying to sell it out to a foreign company. Well, the trade union decided to say to hell with that and began occupying and then seized the building. The Himal cement factory has remained shut for the last 11 years. It was not being used, and they decided all of a sudden that it has value, and they're going to sell it to a private company who's then going to sell it overseas. So the all Nepalese, the trade union decide, you know what, screw that. We're actually going to take it, hold it ourselves, and begin production in it. After planting Antrop's flag on the factory, the leaders of Antrop also threatened to take control of the factory by deploying the National People's Volunteer. Basically what they're saying is that the low-level local Maoist militias said, we're basically going to take that if you're going to waste it and throw it away to some foreign company who's just then going to turn around and start exploiting everybody. So I mean, this is how it's supposed to get done. This is how it's supposed to be done. If someone is going to sell you out, they're going to sell the workers, they say, screw you, we need jobs, we're going to take it and we're going to run it ourselves. I mean, why should this, basically dead constant capital just sit there without being used and then going to be sold off to basically a foreign country? Now, the Maoists in charge of the Kathmandu Valley, Jak Batar Mala, claimed that the government has collaborated with what they call smugglers to basically just take property that belongs to the people and then ship it out of the country. Now, this is a great move, and I wholeheartedly support this. When the workers are getting screwed, or there's a chance for them to have jobs and work, and then, of course, capitalist interests come in and try to steal it away, then they should seize it. Now, that's a great thing that's been about Nepal. A lot of the leaders in the country, even within the Maoist party, have been overthrown or asked to step down. As leaders have turned revisionist, they've been taken out of power. Exactly what is supposed to happen. That's not what happened in a lot of socialist countries. That's not what happened in a lot of communist countries. And that sure as hell is not what happens in a capitalist country. Sure, you can have this, big scandal like what happened with Nixon and force him to quit. But that's an extremely rare case. And even then, you have cases of it that are dumb, that don't even fully pan out, like what was done to Bill Clinton over the affair that he had, which really didn't have anything to do with the country as well. Although you can criticize him for lying about it, absolutely. But in essence, the whole situation over it was completely meaningless, especially when it was coming from Newt Gingrich, who was actually screwing around on his wife at the time that he was putting Clinton through the ringer for it. I mean, you can have all that stuff over something that's not necessary. I mean, there's great things that you can criticize Bill Clinton for, but they didn't go after that. But this is an example of exactly what's supposed to be done. If your leaders are screwing around on you, you get rid of them. If somebody's trying to take jobs away from you, jobs that could be there, take them back. I wholeheartedly support the Nepali Maoists for taking this and showing that Maoism is a true force. I mean, unlike what some people think that Maoism doesn't exist out of China, of course they must have just forgot the whole Maoist revolution that happened in Nepal. They must think that the Naxalites in India don't exist. They must think that the NPA in the Philippines don't exist. They must think that there's absolutely nothing happening in Bengal and there's no resurgence of the Shining Path in Peru. It's totally there. It is working. It is pushing back. And this is a prime example of what actual revolutionary workers should be doing. This is what the working class should be doing. When your interests are threatened, when your job is threatened, seize that, take it back. Of course, going all the way to revolution, to giving us a completely different system would be better, but seeing as how they're already in a revolutionary situation, this was the correct path to take. So I salute you, the Nepali Maoists, who seized this factory from the bourgeoisie.